how much gold is actually dissolved in the ocean. Imagine a vast, endless blue world filled with tiny amounts of gold floating around. It might sound like a treasure hunt, but the truth is, gold in the ocean is incredibly scarce. Gold is present in seawater, but in very small amounts. The typical concentration is about 10 to 13 parts per trillion. That means in 1 liter of seawater, there are roughly 13 billionths of a gram of gold. To put it another way, for every 100 million metric tons of ocean water, there is about 1 gram of gold dissolved. This tiny amount is consistent across large ocean regions like the Atlantic and North Pacific. Even though the oceans hold an estimated total of around 20 million tons of dissolved gold, the gold is so diluted that extracting it isn't practical right now. If you took 1 ton of seawater, the gold worth would be only a tiny fraction of a cent. The costs of the equipment, energy, and chemicals needed to recover gold from seawater outweigh the value of the gold itself. Gold in the ocean mainly exists as dissolved ions or complexed with other chemical species. It is part of the ocean's complex chemistry, where many elements exist at trace levels. The ocean acts as a reservoir for these metals, but the gold stays dispersed rather than forming concentrated deposits. There are some gold deposits on the seafloor, often encased in rocks miles underwater, but mining these is a huge challenge due to technical and environmental hurdles. From a water science point of view, the presence of gold in seawater shows how the ocean holds many trace metals. It also explains why gold remains so dispersed and why it's not a feasible source for mining. The chemistry of the ocean keeps gold at extremely low concentrations, making extraction impossible with current technology. So, to sum up, the concentration of gold in seawater is about 10 to 13 parts per trillion, which is roughly 1 gram for every 100 million metric tons of water. The total dissolved gold in all the oceans is estimated at around 20 million tons. But because of how diluted it is, trying to harvest gold from seawater is not practical today. Gold also exists in mineral deposits on the seafloor, but mining those is complicated and expensive. The ocean's chemistry keeps gold spread out at tiny levels, making it a fascinating part of water science but not a source of gold for us.